Space. Pressed.
Hello, and welcome. Have you ever wanted to play a game on your iPhone that involves traveling? Well, if the answer is yes, soon you will be able to. Because coming to the App Store near you in the near future is going to be Blindfold Road Trip. That's right, you heard right, Blindfold Road Trip, the game where you can do virtual traveling. And it's going to be a race between you and the computer. And hopefully in the future, it would be nice if Game Center Play could be implemented too. But, that's just for, that would be nice. But for now, it's just you versus computer. But anyway, in this podcast, I'm going to play a full game of 700 miles, come what may if I win or lose. And you're going to hear all the plays involved. But before I do that, I'm going to let you hear the user's guide to Blindfold Road Trip. Now, after I get through playing the user's guide, I will discuss the different things you'll see in the main menu when the app comes out, and the things you'll find in the help menu. So, I'm using an iPod Touch 5th generation, iOS 9.2, and my name is Joseph, and I'm the producer of this podcast. And I'm plugging my iPod into my computer now via the patch cord I've got. And now, the first line of business will be the actual playing of the user's guide to the game, Blindfold Road Trip. So, the next voice you hear will be my iPod speaking the user guide. Enjoy.
User Guide. Heading. Done. Button. To exit from this screen, tap in the upper right corner. Overview. Blindfold Road Trip is a fully accessible road trip card game inspired by the card game Touring, or 1000 Miles, for both sighted and visually impaired people, designed for rapid audio play. You control this game using iPhone gestures. First, in the main menu, select Road Trip, 700 miles. You and your opponent are given 6 cards. Turn begins by drawing a card from the deck, and then either playing the card, or discarding the card, so you are always left with 6 cards. You are not allowed to draw from the discard pile. The objective of the game is to play distance cards that total 700 miles. Slow down your opponent by playing a damage card on your opponent, and you can remove a damage card that your opponent played by playing a fixed card. To begin playing distance cards, you must play a go card. You want to travel exactly 700 miles, and you cannot exceed 700 miles. Mileage cards are 25 miles, 50 miles, 75 miles, 100 miles, and 200 miles. Example, if you have 650 miles, you can only play a 50-mile card, or 2 25-mile cards. You are only allowed to play 2 200-mile cards in one game. If your opponent plays a speed limit card on you, you cannot play a distance card more than 50 miles. You can remove the speed limit by playing an end limit card. There are 3 types of damage cards that you can play, and there are corresponding fixed cards. The out-of-gas damage card is fixed by the more gas card. The flat tire damage card is fixed by the new tire card. The crash damage card is fixed by the repairs card. The stop damage card is fixed by the go card. After fixing your damage, you must play a go card before you start playing distance cards. There are 4 power cards that can be used to fix a damage or prevent a damage. Once you play a power card, that damage is removed, and your opponent can no longer play the damage card on you. You can play a power card at any time. Power gas fixes out of gas card. Power tire fixes flat tire card. Power repairs fixes crash card. Power go fixes stop card and the speed limit card. If your opponent plays a damage card on you, and you have the corresponding power card in your hand, you can play your power card as a power-up card, and you earn extra points. Sometimes, you cannot play any of the cards in your hand, so you must discard your worst card, and wait for your next turn. Refer to the strategy guide for hints on which cards to discard when this happens. The game ends when one player reaches 700 miles, or both players have run out of cards. If there are no cards in the deck, players continue to play until there are no cards left in anyone's hand. Scoring. When the game is over, the scoring is, you get 1 point for each distance mile. For example, if you traveled 500 miles, you get 500 points. You get 100 points for each power card that you played. You get an additional 700 points if you played 4 power cards. You get an additional 300 points for each power card that was played as a power-up card. The player who gets to 700 miles first gets the following additional points. The trip first, 300 points if the deck is empty, 300 points if the player did not use any 200-mile cards, 500 points for shutout. In other words, the other player did not get any miles. Gestures. To draw a card, tap twice. To move left or right within your hand, flick left and right. To play a card, tap twice. To discard a card, tap 3 times. To hear the cards you've played, swipe down with 2 fingers. To hear the cards your opponent played, swipe up with 2 fingers. To go back to the main menu, swipe up with 3 fingers. After the game is over, to post your winning score to Facebook or Twitter, tap twice with 2 fingers. game is over. Swipe up with 3 fingers to return to the main menu, up with 1 finger to play again, or down with 1 finger to hear the final scores again. How to use coins. To play 1 game of Road Trip, you will use 1 coin. This game comes with 12 coins, so you can play 12 games of Road Trip. You can purchase coins in the Get Upgrades screen. Read the Common Features Guide for more information. Playing against the computer. When playing against the computer, you can change the name and skill of the other player. Players are chosen randomly. Some are great, some are good, some are poor players. To find out more about each of the computer players, in the Settings screen, tap Customize Competitor. To change a competitor's name, or their skill level, or their personality, tap on the Info button. Customizing your competitors requires an in-app upgrade. Game varieties. You can play this game to 700, 1000 or 1200 miles. You can change the number of cards in your hand to be 6, 7 or 8. Settings. The Settings screen has several sections. In the first section of Settings, you can change how the game performs. You can turn off the background music. You can change the number of cards in each player's hand, from 6 to 8. The more cards you have, the more moves you can make. You can turn off some sound effects. Thanks to JW for the sound effects idea and finding great sounds. You can change the target score. The game is over when 1 player hits the target score.
Well, there you have it. You've heard the user's guide. Now comes the fun part, an actual game of 700 miles. So to do that, I'm going to go to the main menu by hitting the Done button on the upper right-hand corner to get out of the user guide.
Button.
Now, in the help menu, you'll find the user guide with what you just heard. When you do a 1-finger swipe right in the help menu, you'll see
Common Features for Blindfold Games.
Common Features for Blindfold Games. That's where you can actually learn how to customize speakers, etc. And you can read all about that.
Audio tutorial.
An audio tutorial that will be coming when the app is out. You'll be able to actually listen to the audio tutorial, which I did, and I hope you like it. So now I'm going to go back to the
Common
Done
Feature
button here.
User Guide. Done. Button. Done.
Now I'm going to start a 700 miles game from the main menu.
Road Trip, 1000 miles. Road Trip, 700 miles.
So, now, and before I do that, I'm going to do a quick 1-finger swipe right to review all the main menu things.
Resume. Button.
There's the resume button. That's if you start a game and then have to quit it, and then you can resume it later on.
Road Trip, 700 miles.
That's the 700 basic game.
Road Trip, 1000 miles.
That's the 1,000 miles. Game mode number 2.
Road Trip, 1200 miles.
And that's the game mode number 3.
Current game scores. Button.
Current game scores button is you can actually see your game scores on all the different levels.
Help. Button.
Help button, I just got through explaining.
Settings. Button.
Settings button, it was discussed in the user guide.
Get upgrades. Button.
Get upgrades, where you can actually get more coins, replenish if you have unlimited, and listen to videos if you wish, if you can't purchase coins.
Get upgrade. Setting. Help. Road Trip, 700 miles.
And here we go.
Using 1 coin
Road
to play.
Trip, 700 miles.
To go back to the main menu, swipe up with 3 fingers. Starting road trip, 700 miles. You are playing with Dave, who is an average player. Dealing your cards. Dealing Dave's cards. Dealing a card to discard pile. You have 6 cards. 25. Power gas. Repairs. 100. Go. End of limit. Discard pile. Top card is speed limit. It's your turn. Draw a card.
I'm going to draw.
You drew go from the deck. Now, power gas. 25. Power gas. Repairs. 100. Go. You play go.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played go.
It's your turn. Draw a card.
Oh yeah, in case you haven't figured it out, the voice you're hearing for the computer is Daniel.
You drew more gas from the deck. Now select a card from your hand to play or discard. Go. More gas. Go. End of limit. 100. You played 100.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played 200.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew new tire from the deck. Now select a card from your hand to play or discard. Go. More gas. New tire. More gas. Go. End of limit. Repairs. Power gas. 25. You play 25.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played 25.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew go from the deck. Now select a repairs. End of limit. Go. More gas. New tire. More gas. You discarded more gas.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played flat tire on you.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew 25 from the deck. Now go. End of limit. Repairs. Power gas. Repair. End of. Go. New tire. Go. New tire. You played new tire.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played 50.
It's your turn. Draw a card.
Now, since I'm not sure how many miles the computer player has traveled, I'm going to do a two-finger swipe up at this point.
You have traveled 125 miles.
Oh,
You
that's
cannot go
mine.
until a go card is played.
Oh, so the computer player is a swipe down with two fingers. Okay.
Dave has traveled 275 miles. And played 1 200-mile cards.
Okay, so now I'm going to draw.
You drew more gas from the deck. Now select 25. More gas. 25. Go. You played go.
Sorry
Dave
about
drew
the
a
little
card from
blooper
the
there
deck.
earlier. I
Dave
couldn't,
played 75.
That was unexpected.
It's your turn. Draw a card.
So to clarify, two-finger swipe up displays your distance, two-finger swipe down displays computer's distance.
You drew 25 from the deck. Now select a more gas. 25. More gas. 25. You play 25.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played stop on you.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew repairs from the deck. Go. End of limit. Repairs. Power gas. Repair. End of limit. Go. You played go.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played 100.
It's your turn. Draw a card.
Dave has traveled 450 miles. And played 1 200-mile cards.
You have traveled 150 miles. You drew crash from the deck. Now select 25. Repairs. Crash. You played crash on Dave.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played repairs.
You drew 100 from the deck. Now select a repairs. 100. You played 100.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played go.
It's your turn. You drew 100 from the deck. Now select repairs. 25. More gas. End of limit. Repairs. Power gas. 25. Repairs. 100. You played 100.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played 75.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You have traveled 350 miles.
Dave has traveled 525 miles. And
You drew 50 from the deck. Now repairs. 50. You played 50.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played speed limit on you.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew flat tire from the deck. Now select a card. More gas. 25. Repairs. Flat tire. You played flat tire on Dave.
It is 3 p.m.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played new tire.
You drew 50 from the deck. More gas. End of limit. Repairs. End of limit. You played end of limit.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded repairs.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew new tire from the deck. Now 20. Repairs. 50. You played 50.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded repairs.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew go from the deck. New tire. Go. New tire. 25. More gas. Repairs. Power gas. More gas. 25. More gas. You discarded more gas.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded more gas.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew 75 from the deck. Now repair. New tire. Go. 75. You played 75.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded 50.
It's your turn. Draw. You have traveled 525 miles. You drew power repairs from the deck. Power repairs. Go. New tire. Repairs. You cannot play repairs because you don't have that problem. New tire. Repairs. You discarded repairs.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded end of limit.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew 100 from the deck. Go. Power repairs. Go. New tire. Repairs. 25. Power gas. 20. Power repair. 100. You played 100.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave played out of gas on you.
New tire. Repair. 25. Power gas. You drew stop from the deck. Now. 25. Power gas. You played power gas and scored a power up.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded 100.
It's your turn. Draw a card.
Dave has traveled 525 miles. And played 1 200-mile cards. Dave.
You have traveled 625 miles. Power card power. You drew speed limit from the deck. Repairs. 25. Repairs. New tire. You have traveled 625. Go. Power repair. Stop. Speed limit. You played speed limit on Dave.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded 25.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew new tire from the deck. New tire. Stop. Power repairs. Go. New tire. Repairs. New tire. Repairs. You discarded repairs.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded 25.
It's your turn. Draw a card. Go. New tire. You drew go from the deck. 25. New tire. Go. Power repairs. Stop. New tire. Go. You discarded go.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded 75.
It's your turn. Draw a card. You drew 50 from the deck. Now select a go. New tire. Stop. Power new tire. 25. You play 25.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded 25.
It's your turn. You have traveled 650 miles. Power card power gas. You drew 100 from the deck. Now select a card. Power repairs. You play power repairs.
Dave drew a card from the deck. Dave discarded 200.
It's your turn. Draw a card.
Okay, now I'm going to finish this.
You drew end of limit from the deck. New tire. Go. 50. You played 50. You scored 700 points for distance, 200 points for power cards, and 300 points for power-ups. You scored an additional 400 points for a completed trip, 300 points for a safe trip. Your total score is 1900 points.
Dave scored 525 points for distance, 0 points for power cards, and 0 points for power-ups.
You tied your prior score of 1900 points. Congratulations. You should post your score to Twitter or Facebook by tapping the screen twice with 2 fingers, swipe up to play again, or swipe up with 3 fingers to return to the main menu.
Well, this concludes this podcast. If you have any questions, email marty@kidfriendlysoftware.com for any game-related things. And if you want to give me personal feedback, email josephwekland@att.net or follow me on Twitter, JOEWEAKLAND1027. Bye-bye.
Shutdown confirmation dialog. Yes.